Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our online chess lesson for Thursday the 5th of September. I don't have anyone with me today, so I shall start talking to Joey if he's there. Hello, Joey.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good.
Now, you did something interesting on the weekend. Do you want to tell me about that?
Yep. I went to a tournament in Altona.
Yep, the best in the West.
Yep.
Did you do any good?
Score didn't look too great, but I think I learned a lot.
Okay, you were telling me you had a good game against Tony Davis, who's a pretty strong player.
Yeah.
So you had a chance of beating him or drawing with him?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. Well, for those of you who weren't at the tournament, the best in the West, or didn't follow it online, a lot of the games are on Tornello. So if you're interested in having a look at some of your fellow juniors' games or a couple of the good players, there was one Grandmaster playing, and Max Illingworth, the IM down from Sydney and everything. They're all on Tornello under Best in West. So have a look at those games if you like. Now, Joey, the little puzzle today. This is a bit different, so I think I've confused everyone. Did you have any thoughts about how to solve it?
I guess I was trying to put the kings in the corner, but it didn't really seem to work.
Yeah, okay. So let's see if we can work it out. I'll get them to set up. All right. Now, the thing about being a good chess player is we chess players are problem solvers. We're continually faced with problems on the chessboard, and we have to be able to sort of think our way through it to get the solution. So this is why this is a good little exercise. Right, so now we have to put both kings on the board, and then white makes one move, which gives checkmate. All right, so let's see if we can work it out, shall we? So where the most likely sort of spot we should put the black king if we want to get it in checkmate, do you think?
Corners?
Corners, all right, good idea. So let's, hopefully I can do this. Let's put a black king on A8. All right, so now we've got to put the white king somewhere that would be a checkmate. What do you think would be a good try? The king's
Maybe
not allowed to be
C8?
Oh, well, the king's not allowed to be in check now, so we'd have to block that check. So let's try C6.
All right, yeah.
Now, if we had the king on C6, whoops, oh dear, there we go. We could almost play king B6 checkmate. The only trouble is the black queen will take our king. See, so we're almost there, but not quite. All right, so that's pretty close. So let's try something else. Let's try the black king on H8. All right, so where should we put the white king to give us a chance? He's in check at the moment, so we might have to block that check again. So where would we put the white king?
You can't block the check with your king.
We can, because it's our move. So where can we put the white king?
I'm not
sure. Couldn't we put it on F6?
No.
Why not?
The queen.
But it's our move, it's white's move. The queen might have just gone to F2 last move. So let's try on F6. Now, king G6, that's pretty close to checkmate, isn't it?
Yep.
But it's not checkmate because?
Queen can block.
Yeah, the queen can block, so it's not mate in one. So we haven't solved the puzzle. So we're getting closer. Now this stupid thing, I don't think it's going to let me move the bits. Drat. All right. What will I do? Let's go back. I'll just reconstruct it. 1 second. Let's talk amongst yourselves. We'll go for empty board. We'll put our two bishops in the middle. So we tried the corners A8 and H8. Now, you want to try one more corner. Joey, do you think you want to try A1 or H1?
Ew.
Any idea?
No.
All right, let's try H1. All right, now where could we put the white king? Now black's king's in check at the moment. So we've got to cover that check.
F3?
F3, yes. Fantastic. Now, white's move.
King takes F2.
King, whoops, here we go. Come on, it won't let me move. All right, but king takes F2. And we have checkmate. There we go, that's the solution. There's only one position on the whole board where you can put the two kings. So king on H1, white king on F3, take the queen, checkmate. All right. No one got it. It was all too hard. We can see how we worked it out by saying where should the king be, what's the most probable spot we'll get a checkmate, all that sort of thing. And we eventually got there. All right, so that was a little bit of fun. Now, can I find our game for today? Yes. All right.
Okay.
Now, we're going to talk about what to do during the game. So your game's plodding along. Your opponent's not threatening anything. Now, what sort of things could we do to improve our position? You want to suggest anything, Joey? What could we do? It's your turn to move.
Hang on. Just like.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You could defend your king. You could get your pieces stronger. Improve your pawn structure.
Okay. All right. Let's slow down a bit. Now, most young juniors, when they start off, one of the things they like to do is to check the opponent. So we could look at trying to check the opponent, but would that be a good plan?
Probably not.
Probably not. A check by itself doesn't really hurt anyone, so that's not a good idea. What about swapping pieces?
If you're ahead, that's probably good.
Yeah, we have a general saying, if you're ahead, swap pieces, don't swap pawns. So what if it's even material? Should you swap pieces?
Sometimes.
Probably you only swap pieces of equal value if there's a good reason for doing so. Like it gives you some advantage, gives you the two bishops or a better pawn structure or something like that. So sometimes we can look at swapping pieces. All right, we don't want to swap pieces. So give me one of the things you mentioned. What else could we do?
Defend our king.
All right, what if we're not being attacked? Nothing's happening. It's a boring position, nothing's happening. What do we do?
Develop our pieces.
Yes. One of the things I suggest is, well, firstly, your pieces are the most important thing and getting them to cooperate. So what you do is you find your worst placed piece. So it could be, for instance, your queen rook. Could be sitting there on A1 out of the play. So you find your worst placed piece and you bring it into play. You put it on an open file or something like that. So one idea. So have a look around. Think, all right, where's my worst placed piece? All right, what about the opponent's pieces? What could we do to them?
Try and push them back, cramp them up.
Yeah, so if your opponent's got a really strong piece, sort of a knight in the middle of the board or something like that that's really annoying you, swap him off, chase him away. That would be a good plan. All right. What if we've got our pieces out, it's really boring, we're not threatening anything, he's not threatening anything, what can we do?
Make sure our king's safe and then think about an attack.
We could just make a small little move that improves our position. So for instance, if your king's castled, you might just want to play H3. So you don't get back rank checkmate and gives the pawn a little bit more coverage. It's just a handy little move. So just have a look around and think, how can I sort of improve my position just a little bit? Right, so there's some of the things that you can think about doing, but today we want to think about attacking. So let's say we have a standard position like this. Now, we don't attack because we feel like attacking. We attack because the position is one where it's good to attack. It's sort of screaming at us, attack. Right, now say you're white in this position, Joey. Where would you try and get an attack going? Would you be attacking on the queen side, the centre, or the king side?
King side.
Why did you choose the king side?
It's weaker, there's less pieces defending it. It's at the back of the pawn chain. It's at the back of the pawn chain?
Well, black has a pretty solid pawn chain. I mean, it's got 3 pawns in a row. They're not sort of moved forwards where we can attack them. Okay, there's another reason why we choose to attack on the king side. What's the main reason we choose to attack on the king side?
To attack the king?
Maybe his castle queen side. We don't have to just attack the king. We could still be attacking on the king side even if the other guy's king's on the queen side.
Not sure.
Not sure. We'll see if Joshua can help us. Hang on. You there, Joshua? Talk to me, Joshua. You're meant to have a new microphone. Say something. No, he hasn't turned on his new microphone. Never mind. All right. Well, what I was hoping Joshua would say is we generally attack where we have more space. So have a look. White has a pawn on the 5th rank. So he's like got all this space on the king side. So he has more space there. And if you look at the pawn chain, your pawn chain is pointing in this direction. Whereas black's pawn chain is pointing to the queen side. So this is like screaming at us, white should attack on the king side. That's where his pawns are pointing. He's got more space. Black should attack on the queen side. All right, you understand that, Joey?
Yep.
Yep. All right, cool. Okay. Now, today I have a cute little game to show you from the Boxhill Grades tournament from last Friday. I think it was on board 2. So white is Jason Tang. He's a pretty strong player. He's about 2150, 2200, something like that, I think. Playing Max Chu Lee, who's about 1900, 1950. Not quite as strong, but still a very good junior. And this game probably decides second place. So today I'm going to show you this game. We're going to focus on attacking and the basic principles of attacking. And we're going to need to use our imagination because there's a couple of really good moves in here as we go along. Okay. All right, thanks, Joey. I'll move on and give someone else a go. Thanks for your help. We'll try Oliver. You there, Oliver?
Yep.
How are you tonight?
Good.
Good. All right, now we're going to talk about attacking tonight. So if you want to play an attacking game, the position is screaming at you attack, what sort of things would you be doing to get an attack going?
Control the centre.
Yep, control of the centre would be helpful. That way you could move your pieces across without too much trouble. Anything else you might do?
Develop.
Yeah.
Develop early.
What are you trying to do with your pieces if you're going to attack?
Weaken your opponent's king.
Yep, so we need to create a weakness around the opponent's king so that we can get at his king. And are we attacking with just one piece or 2 pieces, or how many pieces are we attacking with?
As much as we can, but also leave a few pieces to defend.
Yeah, ideally we're attacking with more pieces than he's got defending. So they're the basic principles. Attack where we've got more space, attack with more pieces than he's got defenders, and try and open up his king with some sacrifice maybe to get at him. So we'll see if we can apply that in today's game. Right, let's get started. So white plays knight f3. So that's probably a slightly unusual opening for you guys. That's called the Rati opening. Have you ever played against that one, Oliver?
No, I don't think so.
It's a bit different. It's not controlling the centre with a pawn. It's trying to control it with a piece. So the knight's controlling 2 centre squares. So it's not too bad. But white's sort of saving his pawns back. He hasn't decided what sort of pawn structure he wants. So black says, all right, you're trying to hide your pawn structure from me is what you're planning to do. So I'll do the same. So he just plays knight f6. Now white goes for another funny move. He plays b3. Now what's his idea there, do you think, Oliver?
Maybe to get his bishop on c1 out?
Yeah, he wants to put his bishop on b2 because this is the longest diagonal on the board. So bishops go on diagonal. So if it's on the longest diagonal, it'd probably be a pretty good spot for the bishop. Now, what would be the disadvantage of this plan, do you think?
I don't really know.
Okay, so remember the three things we're trying to do. We're trying to develop our pieces, control the center, and castle. So does this help with any of them?
Developing?
It's developing a piece. What about controlling the center? Is it helping with that?
Oh yeah, it's controlling e4 and e5.
Yeah, it's controlling with a piece, but not with a pawn. So it's sort of remote control. What about castling? Is it helping us to castle kingside?
No.
No, okay. So it's all right, but it's probably not the most popular move. All right, what would you do if you were black here? What do you think?
Maybe go e6, maybe?
E6. Now, why would you want to do E6? What's your idea?
To get your bishop out on f8.
Okay, and where would you put the bishop?
Maybe on c5, and then you could move your bishop on d6 and protect it.
Well, hang on a second. So if you play E6 and bishop C5, isn't he just going to hit you with the pawn and chase you away?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he's held his pawns back. He's hoping you're going to put your pieces out and he'll be able to chase them. All right, so that's probably not the best plan. Can you give me a different plan? Where can we put that bishop where it's going to be safe?
Maybe d6?
We could go d6 to let the other bishop out. That's possible. I'll show you what black did. He says, okay, I'm going to play g6. So he's not going to have the problem you had with the bishop going out to c5. He's going to put his bishop on the long diagonal as well, tucked in there in a nice fianchetto. So if white's trying to control the long diagonal, black's trying to control it back again. So do you think that's an okay idea? What do you think, Oliver? Good idea or bad idea? Oops, he's gone offline on me. All right, we've lost Oliver. Well, it's a pretty good idea. All right, so white goes bishop b2, black goes bishop g7. Now, what will we do? White to play. I need someone to help me talk to Liam. You there, Liam?
Yep.
Yep, hi. All right, whites go. What do you want to do here, do you think? Any idea?
Not really.
You've got to move something. Do you want to move a pawn?
Maybe play e3.
E3. E3 is not too bad. That's a normal sort of
Bishop
opening.
out.
I think he does something different. He does c4. So this is transposing into like an English opening because c4 on the first move is an English opening. So he's controlling a little bit of the center with the c pawn now controlling d5 and around there. Okay, black goes castles. So if you want to play a really safe opening, have a look at black's setup now with the fianchetto bishop, the knight, the castle king. You can just do that pretty well against anything and then play on from there. And you're not going to get checkmated quickly or anything like that. So that's a good system to have a look at. Whites go now. What do you reckon you should do now?
Maybe play knight g5 to attack the pawns.
Knight g5. Now, that would be a naughty move because you're moving a piece twice in the opening. And remember we talked about attacking? We need more attackers than defenders. He's got heaps of defenders and we haven't got our bits out. So what we need to do is get our bits out, make our king safe, then look at attack. So d4 might be a good move to control the center.
Yeah.
But in this game, he goes g3, so he's going to copy what black did. Black goes d6, bishop g2. All right, what should black do now, do you think? So black's made his king safe, he's got 2 pieces out.
Let's see, what about bishop f5, maybe?
Bishop f5, yeah, I'm not sure that's going to be a good spot for the bishop. You know, like I might play d3 and e4 and then chase your bishop away or something. All right, so black's idea instead, he says, okay, I'm going to put a pawn in the center. If you're not going to try and control the center, I'm going to have a go at it. So he goes e4. White then castles, so he's copied black's setup. All right, black's go now. Have another go, Liam. So we've got 1 pawn in the center. We've got 2 pieces developed. We've got a king safe. What can we do?
Maybe keep developing, knight c6.
Yep, knight c6. That's the obvious move. Well done. All right. Now, this is a fairly important one. Let's ask everyone what they think. So white to play, what move do you reckon white should play here? Type in the question box what move white should do. I've got my idea, which is slightly different to the moves that happen in the game. So Gil's suggesting knight c3. Joey's going d3 or knight c3. Sam's going d4. Maha's going knight c3. Daniel's going d3. Callum's going queen c2. Any of them appeal to you, Liam? Which one do you like?
Maybe queen c2 to get a lot of pieces on the diagonal towards the king.
Yeah, you shouldn't be thinking of attacking at this stage because black doesn't have any weaknesses around his king and he's got lots of defenders. Is it the queen's turn to get out, do you think, or would that be too early?
Maybe a tiny bit too early.
Yeah, all right. I'll move on and give someone else a go. Thanks for your help, Liam. Where's Daniel? You there, Daniel?
Yes.
Yeah, you chose D3, did you?
Yes.
Tell me why you choose D3.
Because if he develops his bishop, we can go e4.
Yep, okay. All right, D3 is actually the move he played, but I'm not sure it's the best one. What do I say to do with your pawns in the opening? Can you remember what we're trying to do with our pawns?
Attack the center?
Yeah, we're trying to get 2 pawns side by side. Remember that? So if it was me, I would be daring. I would play D4, trying to gain some space and get my 2 pawns side by side. So if he swaps the pawns, then he's lost his most advanced pawn. He might push past and I have to move my knight again. But now I've got my 2 pawns side by side, giving me a lot of control of the centre, and they can move forwards. Maybe I might be threatening D5 or something like that. All right, so in the game, white played D3, which I think is a little bit wimpy. Okay. Black to play. What would you do now, Daniel? What are we trying to do? We're trying to develop our pieces? So you want to play bishop, you want to play bishop to D4. All right, is that a good spot for the bishop?
Pardon?
Is that a good spot for the bishop? Is our bishop happy there? Is it threatening something? Why does our bishop want to go there?
Attacking the knight.
Do we want to take the knight?
I'm not sure.
Isn't that our good bishop, that one on G4? Because our pawns are on black and this bishop's on white. So that's our good bishop, isn't it? So like he just says, H3, go away. We really don't want to take that knight. And if we go back, we've like given him a free move. You see that? So maybe not the bishop. All right. Probably the best move might be Queen E7. And we'll just preserve our options with that bishop, see what he's up to. In the game, he goes knight H5. Now, why would he do that, Daniel? What do you reckon his reason is? He's put his knight on the side of the board where it can't go anywhere. It can't go to G3, can't go to F4. What's his plan?
No, it can't go in G4 because the queen will take it.
So you reckon he's stopping white playing knight G5. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Don't think so. It was something he wanted to do that compelled him to move the knight. What do you think he wants to do that he couldn't do with the knight?
Maybe F5 or...
Yes. This is the point. He's trying to get F5, and he'll then have the two pawns side by side with all that control of the centre. Whereas white has gone, instead of for the two pawns, he's gone for like a pyramid, which is nice and solid, but it doesn't give you much play to sort of push the opponent back or anything. So, knight H5, so that's his idea. All right, white goes E4. Should black go F5 now or do something different?
Maybe develop the bishop now.
So you're going to put it on G4 or E6, or where are you going to put it?
G4.
So you put the bishop on G4. So I still say to you, go away. What are you doing then? You going to take the knight or go away?
Go away.
So maybe you wasted another move. Right?
Maybe queen.
Not the bishop move.
Queen
No,
E7.
Queen E7 would be okay, but he played knight H5, so he may as well keep going with the same plan. So he plays F5. All right, so black's got a play going. Now, let's ask everyone what they think white should do. So white's go. Type in the question box what move you'd like to make for white. So Gil's going knight C3. Joey wants to recapture. He takes F5. Everyone else is thinking hard. Sam wants to take. Daniel wants to play knight to C3. Arthur wants to take. Callum wants knight D2. Which one do you like, Daniel?
Knight C3.
Knight C3, all right. What are you going to do if he plays maybe F4? He's got a pawn storm going now. He'll be able to build up and go G5, G4 probably with a bit of an attack. All right. So the one white chose, he chose to take. He takes F5. All right. Now everyone put your thinking cap on again. Black to play. What should black play? Remember to use your imagination a little bit. So Sam's taking with the bishop. Daniel's taking with the bishop. Joey's taking with the pawn. Arthur's taking with a rook. So we've got someone taking with everything. So at the moment, Maha's taking with the pawn. So the pawn's ahead. Gil's taking with the rook. All right. Daniel, which one did you like?
Bishop takes.
All right. Now, bishop takes pawn looks like the logical and obvious move. Now, I want you to put your thinking cap on, use your imagination, and see if you can find a really weird move for black instead that we could just have a look at just in case it turns out to be any good.
Rook F5.
Not rook f5. Daniel Pobbs found it. Daniel, so you're black, your move. So the obvious move is to recapture that pawn. Sam's found it. Well done, Sam. Can you see anything, Daniel, with your imagination? Just because someone takes you, you don't have to always take back. There might be a better move floating around. Gil's going knight g3, which just loses a knight for a pawn.
Maybe e4?
e4, yes, very good. So don't just automatically recapture. Put your thinking cap on, because your mission is to try and outthink the opponent and see a move they might have missed. And here Max plays e4, saying, haha, look, now what's happening? So he's got an attack going on the knight and also an attack on the bishop. So if white were to just take the pawn on e4, Max could zip in and bishop takes b2, win a bishop. So white's move is sort of forced here. Daniel, what should he play?
Bishop g7?
Yeah, he's got to play bishop takes bishop. Now, instead of taking back, what can Sneaky Max do?
Take the knight.
Take the knight. So, piece for piece. All right. White's go now. So what do you reckon white should do?
Take the rook.
Yeah, because if we take the pawn on f3, he's going to take our bishop. We'll be a piece down. So white takes the rook. And now black, which piece should black take? You've got two bishops attacked. Which one do you want to take?
On g2.
Correct, on g2. Now this is the whole point. So black has lost a rook for a piece, but white's rook is attacked and white's bishop's attacked. So if white saves his rook, black's going to end up with two pieces for a rook and a pawn or something like that. So that's black's whole idea. All right, let's see what happens. So white says, all right, I'm taking the pawn. And black says, okay, I'm taking the bishop. Right, so how's the material going? White's got 3, 6, 7, 8 pawns, just 6. So white has a rook and 2 pawns. And black has 2 pieces, a bishop and a knight. So you guys, I want you to tell me what you think. So in this position, is it better to have rook and 2 pawns? So if that's better, type white. If it's better to have the 2 pieces, type black. Or if it's even, type even. So Thomas is saying it's better for white. Sam's saying it's better for white. Josh is saying black. Arthur's saying black. Bill's saying black. Liam's going black, so black's at the front. Callum's going black. All right, what do you think there, Daniel? Would you think the 2 pieces would be better for black, or the rook and 2 pawns would be better for white?
Black.
Why did you say that?
Because it's 2 pieces and not just 1 rook.
Okay, but a bishop and a knight, that's worth 6 points, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a rook and 2 pawns is worth 7 points?
Yeah.
So white's ahead on points, so why would black still be better if white's ahead on points?
They're attacking.
Yeah. Right, so the general rule is like if it's an endgame, then the rook and the 2 pawns would generally be better than the bishop and the knight. But if it's a middle game with the queens on and you can still get like a checkmating attack or something, the 2 pieces are generally better than rook and 2 pawns. So keep that in mind. End game you want the rook, middle game you want the pieces. Okay, I'll give someone else a go. So thanks, Daniel. Let's try Arthur. You there, Arthur? Hello, Arthur. Can you hear me? Nope, no Arthur. All right. We'll try Oliver. You there, Oliver?
Yep.
Yep, how are you tonight?
Good.
All right, who do you reckon's winning, white or black?
I reckon black.
Black, all right, well, let's see how we go. So it's white's go. His pawn's on F5 is attacked. So what do you reckon he should do? Should he attack something or swap pawns or what?
Maybe G4.
G4. Why do you like G4? To save your pawn?
Yeah, and it's attacking the H5 knight.
All right, now the question is, G4, is that a good attack or a bad attack? So like G4, isn't his knight coming into F4 check? That'll be a really strong attack for the knight. So you'll be opening your king up to a big attack. All right, so what white does instead, he says, all right, I'm taking the pawn. All right, let's see if we can get Max's next move. So you're black, everyone. Type in the question, what do you reckon Max's next move was? He's just lost another pawn, so now white's got rook and 3 pawns. Black to play. What do you reckon his move was? Yule's taking back on G6, Liam's taking back, Josh is having a look at Queen F5, Sam's having a look at Queen F5, Thomas wants to give up his bishop with Bishop H3 check, Joey's looking at Bishop H3, no one's got Max's move yet. Oliver, you got any idea what Max might have done here?
I'm still thinking.
Yeah, Daniel Pobb saying Queen F6, Callum's going Knight D4. Thomas is looking at Knight F4. There's lots and lots of moves. So remember our general principles. If we're trying to attack, we need to get our pieces out towards the white king. So we've got him outnumbered with attackers. Any decision, Oliver, what you do?
Maybe Bishop F5 to attack the G6 and D3 pawn. Then you can do Knight C4, and then you can have a double attack on D3.
Okay. I think black's trying to attack the king rather than a positional attack on D3. So if he was going to play positionally, he would take back on G6. Pawn takes pawn, I think. Daniel Arzintar is the only one who's found the right move. Well done, Daniel. So Max played Queen H6. Now that's a funny move, Oliver, because he didn't take the pawn back. He's saying, I don't care, take all my pawns. So now that you've seen it, why do you reckon he's gone Queen H6? What's his idea?
Maybe that he could no, be good.
What's the queen doing on H6 that it wasn't doing on F8? Is it attacking more somewhere?
Yeah, it could go to F4 and have a good attacking weakness on G3.
The queen can't go to F4. Maybe the knight could. I think he's planning to get with his queen. See how the queen and the bishop are maybe lined up on here. He might be able to move his knight out of the way and get the queen and the bishop in there on H3. And it's just a more attacking sort of spot for the queen. So that's his plan. All right. So white says, I don't care. I'm going to keep taking your pawns. And black takes back. All right, so now white's got rook and 3 pawns for 2 pieces. So do you still reckon black's better, Oliver, or would you rather be white now that he's got the extra pawn?
I'd still be black because black's got all the position and stuff.
Yeah, well, we'll have a look at it. So black's got a knight out, a queen out. The bishop can move out. The black knight on c6 is pretty close. So he's maybe got 4 potential attackers, whereas white, his A rook is still in the barracks, the knight's still in the barracks, the queen's still in the barracks. The other rook's out a bit, but it's on the back rank. So white's king is looking very, very lonely. So if black can get out there quickly, he might be able to do something exciting. All right. So white says, what's he going to do here? He says, all right, rook e1. So he's put his rook in a better spot, but what's the drawback of moving that rook instead of another piece?
He's trying to control that file so that that knight can't get into where it wants to go. The knight on c6 can't.
Yeah, well, he's still controlling the file, but he still hasn't got his other pieces out. He's still only got the one piece out. So that's the disadvantage. All right. Now, everyone, put your imagination on. Black's trying hard to attack, but we've got to attack quickly. If we give white like 2 more moves, he'll get his defenders out and it'll be okay. So we want a good attacking move here. So type in the question, see how many people can get it, because Max played a pretty good attacking move here. So Gil and Gnome have come up with the right move. Well done. Maha, no. Callum, no. Joey, no. Josh, no. Arthur, nope. Liam, nope. Daniel Pobb, yes. So only Gil and Daniel Pobb so far have got it. Joey, it's not knight takes g3. All right. Oliver, what do you think?
Bishop down to h3.
Yes, well done. Joshua got it also and Joey got it. So, remember I say when we're attacking we look at all checks and captures. Now knight f4 is an interesting one, but Max decides to go bishop check. Okay, now if the king takes, that's probably something terrible would happen.
Because the knight goes to f4.
Yeah, king takes, the knight would go to f4 with a double check, and I think the king would be in a real pickle. It's probably mate in a few. All right, so white says, oh dear, all right, king back. But you see what happened now? Black has got his bishop into the attack with a free move. So now he's got 4 attackers, and his rook is only 1 move away from getting in the attack as well. So very soon he's going to have 5 attackers, and poor old white's king is looking just so lonely. Now the only thing in white's favour is he's still in his castle, on his castle wall behind those 3 pawns. So that's the only thing that's saving him there. All right, black's go. What do you reckon black did now? We'll give everyone another go. So 4 or 5 people got it last time. Black to play. What move do you want to do? So a lot of people are suggesting knight f4 is possible. Gil and Callum are suggesting knight f4. Thomas is suggesting knight f4. No one else has come up with another move. Think of the general principles of our attacking. Liam wants rook g8, getting his rook in. Well done, Liam. That's an interesting possibility. Daniel Pobb wants rook g8. What do you reckon, Oliver? What are you looking at?
Maybe knight d4.
Knight d4, yes, that could be possible. So what's your idea with knight d4?
Then you could move your knight to f3 and get a check.
All right, you're bringing in an extra attacker. You're close. The move he did was knight e5. Joshua got that. I think Joshua's the only one. May not necessarily be the best move, but look at the general idea. So the general idea is he's moving his pieces quickly towards the white king. So now he's got so many attackers. He's got 2 knights, the bishop, the queen, and the rook's not far away. Okay. All right, let's see if we can help White here, because he's in a pickle. White to play. White has one move that can save him, and a lot of moves that don't save him. So what is the one move that can give White a chance to stay in the game? Thomas wants to play rook takes knight. Gil wants to play knight d2. Daniel wants to play f4. Everyone else is thinking really hard. Victor likes knight d2. Joey likes rook takes knight. What do you reckon, Oliver? Any of them appeal?
Maybe d4.
Very good. Excellent. Joshua got d4 as well. The best move, the only one to keep White in the game, is probably d4. Now, the idea behind that is Black would look at playing bishop g4 so that the knight can come into f3. But before he can do that, now that the queen's attacked, White plays queen c2 check. Now Black would have to interpose with the queen to save his knight, and we could swap off. So Black has now managed to get the queens off the board, and he's probably not going to get checkmated anymore. And he has rook and 3 pawns now. We're in the endgame, and it'd be better for White. So d4 would have been the good move. Unfortunately for White, he did a silly thing. He moved his rook again, so his only defender. He's moved at the last 2 moves. All right, now we're starting to get serious. Can we finish him off? So we're Black. I might give someone else a go. So thanks, Oliver.
Yep.
Let's see if Daniel Pob wants to take us through. You there, Daniel? There, Daniel?
Yep.
Your microphone always has an echo. But never mind. So, you're going to help us finish him off. Black to play. Everyone else type in the question. We can help Daniel. Black has a winning attack. Right move. So I'm getting saying queen g5. Callum's going rook g8. Now you might have to use your imagination. Liam's going knight takes g3. Oh, Daniel Pob, you like rook f8?
Yeah.
Why do you like rook f8?
It's threatening knight f3 with a good attack.
Yeah, and it's bringing your only spare piece into the attack, which is really good. But Black has a brilliant move here. So put your thinking cap on, look at 3 moves, and find it. No one's found it yet. Oliver's going knight g4. You've almost got the right idea. Gil's going bishop g4. Not queen g5. Knight 3. Josh is going queen g6. Not that. Thomas going, no, not Thomas. Daniel Bob's trying rook e8 on the move, no. Liam's got it. All right. Daniel, did you look at all checks and captures?
I looked at knight takes g3 for a brief moment, but
Right. Doesn't look too good. All right, so capture. Any other checks or captures?
knight f3.
Is that any good?
Oh yeah, now I see it. Yep.
Yes. We can go knight f3 check, and he can't take because the queen will rip down to c1 with the back rank checkmate. So, cool. So, well done to Liam. Only 1 minute. Maybe Joey got it a bit later. All right. So, White has to play king h1. All right, Daniel, what do you want to do now? Think about general
Yeah.
principles of attacking.
Rook H8, then. Or rook G8.
Almost, not quite. The right piece, wrong square.
Rook F8.
Yes, rook F8. So we're bringing in our last attacker to defend that knight. And everyone have a look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. But he's got his castle wall still intact. And he goes knight D2. So he's feverishly rushing out his spare troops trying to save the day. But we can finish him off. Right, everyone? Find Black's killer move. Type it on the question. Black to play and win. Joey's got it. Yule's got it. Derek's got it. Sam hasn't got it. Callum's got it. Thomas has got it. Josh has got it. Oh, this is good. You guys are getting the hang of this. Liam hasn't got it. Daniel, have you got it? What do you reckon?
Is it knight takes D2?
Nope.
I'm also
Use your
looking at
imagination. Have a look at White's king in the corner.
knight takes H2.
What's that threatening?
Nothing.
Nothing, all right. Nearly. See, White's king can't move in the corner, can it? It's trapped. All we've got to do is check.
I'm looking at knight takes G3, but
Is that any good?
doesn't look like it.
So I say look at all checks and catches. Knight takes G3. Take you back to the pawn, don't I? Have you got anything here or not? You just sacrificed knight for pawn.
I'm thinking bishop G1, but I don't think it.
No. Come on, everyone, help him. He's nearly got it, but not quite. Black to play. Use your imagination. No one's got it yet. Still no one's got it. Everyone's going knight take H2. No, not knight take H2. Not bishop G4, Joey. Look at all checks and captures. Not bishop F1 there. Callum's got it. Gil's got it. Daniel, what's the answer? Look at all checks and captures.
Is it queen takes D2?
Nope. I play queen takes queen and then you can't make it. Look at the king trapped in the corner. Can't move. All we've got to do is check it with our big bits. Josh has got it now. Thomas has got it. Come on, Daniel. Look at the captures. Even if they look silly. And we could be here all night.
Bishop G2,
But what?
yeah, bishop G2.
Bishop G2. This is why we look at all checks and captures. King has to take a bishop. Queen comes to H2. King has to go to F1. Now we've got double check. King has to go to E1. Oh, now we've got two ways. Queen F2. Oh, how was that?
Not bad.
Not a bad sacrifice. All right, so well done, everyone. We didn't just hit. You got knight takes G3. So thanks, Daniel. All right, so that was a nice little game, but it illustrated how to attack. So the main thing is we get our pieces out there, more pieces attacking than defending, and we eventually end up to break down his castle wall by sacrificing to get at his king, and we use our imagination to look at really weird, silly moves that we wouldn't already look at, like that knight F3 check, knight G3 check, bishop G2 check, etc. So if you guys use those basic principles in your game, you might be able to play a nice attacking game like Max did there. All right, that's the end of tonight's lesson. We're a little bit over time, but I hope you all enjoyed the game. And I look forward to catching you all next week for our lesson again next week. Good night, everyone.